Hello and good morning. I hope you are good. I hope you are well, and I hope that you are keeping warm with this weather. But it can be something else. So, karibuni sana to today's podcast. And Mwenja, how are you?
Me, I am okay.
Uh-huh.
Ni baridi tu. I wish ningekuwa na chai ni sip ama blanketi kwa sababu nasikia baridi. I am feeling much cold. Yeah, but we are well. I am well and excited.
Hey, for today's topic. So today's topic is one of a kind. It is one of a kind, and it's a topic that I feel we don't really talk about it. It's not yet brought into the airs for us to talk about it. So, Anwenja, maybe you can have the honors of introducing today's topic. Drum rolls. Boom.
So, what we are discussing about is why have we literally normalized sex in everything. In adverts, movies are selling because of sex, products are selling because of their sexual, cartoons our toys in a sell because it's a sexual thing. Like sexual thing are just like literally the norm, the trend of our today's society. Is it normal? That is another conversation we want to pull out. So take your pillow and a coffee and let's get engaging to this conversation, because you know what, it's gonna be juicy and hot.
Oh, yes. As you had mentioned, it's going to be juicy. So, as we are diving in, I want you guys to know that this is just our personal opinions, right?
Yeah.
It is not a final judgment, it is not a final say. These are just thoughts. So, maybe it's just good for us because we are real people and we want to have real issues and we are facing real issues. So it's high time for us to have real talks, right?
Yeah.
I think starting us off with this conversation, I don't know why it's so timely. Yesterday I was watching a movie. I don't know if it's okay for me to mention the movie that I'm watching right now, but nah. So this movie, it's an interesting movie. And my highlight of the movie was at this bit where this company had to be shut down because the CEO was too sexual, and I think a lot of people had started suing the company. So eventually it was just shut down. And I remember the characters in that conversation, they were just a group of friends. They were having that conversation and some were like, no, I never felt as if the boss was too sexual, and the other one was like, ooh, you would have seen the first time I went for my interview. Like the guy was looking at my bust and was, when we are in an interview and this guy is looking at my bust and everything else. So this one of the characters was like, I just felt it's high time for us to level up and everything else. So that was just the highlight of that movie. So because it's something, actually I realized, I think from that movie right now, because we're having this conversation, I feel it's something that is happening all over.
Yeah.
It's something that is happening all over, and the ladies are being the victims.
Yes, that's not the saddest part of it.
Yes, that ukiingia comats and your cleavage is showing, so a guy can literally stare at you, literally,
and he will say hiyo ni size yangu.
Hey, cheza na makonda. Oh my god.
Ati hiyo ni size yangu.
What? Which is so bad. So does that mean that we shouldn't be showing our cleavage? Okay, why are we showing our cleavage in the first place?
Well, but they have been asking that question and like, anyway, see, it is my body. It is my rules, my body.
But this is the 21st century. I mean.
But yeah, I understand it's the 21st century, but also men have some dignity of respect. Have some dignity of respect, because at the end of the day, when I decide to let's say like show that cleavage, it is really uncouth. Where kuja kwa barabara, you really don't know me, you don't know my stress and everything else. But when it says yangu, nikishika hizo vitu, you're like, really? Why are you even doing this?
Yeah.
And they are unapologetic.
Yeah.
It's assault. Yeah.
It is.
Hapana, mi by the way, I think those are the things that mushindanga nikiangalia mtu. Sasa namaanisha nini kusema ni size yangu? Size yako ni size ya gunia.
Yeah, you know. And it's a very sad thing. And does that mean that women, are we safe, you know? Are we safe when we are working? Because at times you can be living in an estate. Now, we took a job late, or you're from a certain place. Are we even safe in our roads? Are we safe in our buses? Are we safe in our workplaces? I mean, where are we safe, and where should we get the security from? We start from women, and then we go to advertisements, and then we go to all these things.
I even don't know. Like, you literally think about these things, and you really begin to think that, you know what? It's the world we live in, and there's some things we have to stand our grounds.
Yes, please.
Because in the professional industry, in the let's say, like, I'll literally just mention a few things about the entertainment industry, which there are things that are happening here, you know, where you as a lady, you, let's say, like, you're a video vixen, every guy or a sees you as cheap, and yet it's your profession. You're a makeup artist, and or whoever you are, that set, people feel okay to be spank, you know. And I'll just first sit and ask, okay, why are you giving men permission to do that? Because when first, you as a person, there's something wrong. Because if someone spanks you and do not speak out of it, then you're enjoying that act. Does it make sense?
It does.
Because if it's offensive, you will voice it.
Yeah.
If it's not offensive, you will smile at it. So I have spanked you, and you look back at me and smile. That means I have given you that way. So many a times, all these things is us giving ways to things, and at some point it's now eating back at us.
Yeah.
Because tulipeana njia, and now when we are now trying to now say, you know what, we can't stand this anymore, then now they're like, we've been doing this, why are you really not now complaining, you know? So getting that back to track is a bit, really needs to stand our grounds. And for the fact of advertisement, you like, I wouldn't really mention the brands, because you know what, wanaweza tutafuta.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And you're an advertisement company, and you literally let's say, like, you're advertising oil, or you're advertising a soap, and a man is naked, 3/4, and a dame is literally trying to seduce her. It's a soap. Inaingililia wapi? Him seducing and you selling mafuta, let's say, like, ya kupika ama mafuta ya kujipaka.
Yeah.
That is literally sexual.
Yeah.
Those are sexual acts, like sexual things, and you're like literally sexualizing things.
Yeah.
And while, you know what, people will buy because, you know, it has in a speak to someone, and I'm like, okay, is this really the way we want our generation to go?
Yeah.
Because even cartoons right nowadays, cartoons are people are kissing. Me nikiona Ed and Eddie, it was literally pop of girls.
Yeah.
But cartoons are squeezy, seriously.
Baka kuna improved cartoons where it's adult cartoon, and I'm like,
what's that, you know? And what is it really doing to our generation?
Yeah, I think there's just something wrong with us. There's something wrong with me and you. There's something wrong with our society. There's just something wrong about that, because for a company to sit down, because it has, before even an advert is pushed to on the air and to the world, it has people, a board of members have to sit down, and they sample several whatever before they come up with their final. So that means for them to come with something sexual, it is because that is the in thing in our society. Because this is, we need to be on trend. What is trending right now? So even for a company to come up with such an advertisement, whatever, regardless, may it be a soap, may it be an oil, may it be anything, lotion or anything else, that shows that is the in thing. that is the trending thing with our society. So where are we going wrong? Na tulikosea nani, because it is so wrong, because I can't try to imagine where we'll be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What kind of advertisements will we be having, And what's your take on that? Because that is so wrong. Honestly, that is so wrong. And we are the problem.
I think, we are literally the problem. And we need to just to sit back and even filter the things that we really watch.
Yeah.
Because right now the environment is really becoming toxic. And as you're growing old and becoming parents, right now you really need to monitor what your children are watching.
Yes, please.
Because right now every movie, Nollywood, lesbian, gaysy,
YouTube channels,
everything is right now, it's being normal. It's okay to be a gay. It's okay to be to have sex at 9 years. It's really okay, but it's really not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay. Yeah.
But that is the society we are preaching that it is right now. And it's so wrong. And as you said, where are we really failing?
Yeah.
What have we really done wrong as a society, as a people?
Yeah.
We really need to kujita mkutano, tujiulize tumeenda wapi wrong.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid to bring up my children in such a toxic environment where I'll literally be monetizing their phones. Mi nitaekea gadgets kila pahali, mi nitaekea tracker kila pahali, nijue nini wanafanya. Because I don't want my kids to be exploited to things that will literally harm them. And the next year, and may I think for parents and adults, let us really have this conversation and let us stop making things as it is. Like, it's okay to do it. It's really not okay.
Yes.
It's really not okay to have sex at 9 years. It's really not okay. Everything is bad about that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really not also okay for you to have sex at 21. It's really not okay.
It's not okay. Yeah.
As much as you are 21, you're 9-year-old, it's really not okay.
Yes.
But you are victimized.
Even before marriage, it's not okay.
You're victimized because you are a virgin, and you will be ashamed of the community or friends because Mimi says you're a virgin.
Yeah, and if you're a virgin, you feel like, oh God, am I an outcast?
Are you an outcast?
That is what it has really normalized sex and people having sex. And if you're a virgin and if you have reserved yourself, but like, lazima twende, siku hizi wanaitanga test. What?
Road test. Sisi endesha gari yenye sisi wa gari yenye sisi jaribu kunini gari yenye sijaendesha.
And that is so wrong. That is so wrong. Where are we losing our morals? We are really losing it. We are losing it, And I feel maybe to our listeners, you might feel as if you don't really have control over anything. You might truly feel as if you can never control the society. You might feel as if you don't have the power to like stop those advertisements or those medias that are really pushing that, and these organizations that are really normalizing all these things. You might feel you don't have that power, and the truth is you don't.
Yeah.
But do you know what you can do from your level? From those children that are just your cousins, your sisters, your siblings, your nieces, your nephew, you have a lot. You have a lot, and you can be an ambassador of standing for the right thing. And it starts from you and me. For example, these advertisements, we are the ones, if you continue loving it, if you continue liking to these channels and subscribing to these channels that are really pushing for these agendas, we are encouraging them. So trust me, you as a subscriber, you as a viewer, you have a lot to say. You have a lot, and you can be the peace. You can be the peace. You can be the change. You can be the voice. You and me plus other people plus all of you guys that are listening to us. You can be like you guys. I know I can be alone, but I would rather stand up for the right truth and be alone, rather than sit and do evil just because I have fear of being too holy, of being victimized as too perfect. But in the real sense, we really need to uphold our morals for the future of our children, right?
Yeah. It's really, I say, be the voice.
Be the
voice that makes the difference.
Yeah.
no matter how much, be the voice. I remember there's one person that I really adore, or just I always tell she's my hero. It's she's called Mother Teresa. That woman was literally the voice of her community. She was like, yes, all others standing against her, but you know what? I will fight for humanity. She fought for humanity till her last breath.
Yes, please.
You know, and if you, let's say, like, you can cut off that TV, you know.
Yeah, from your children.
From your children, you can control the content that your children.
Watch movies sisi wote pamoja at 8 p.m. after you guys are done with your assignments. I mean,
yeah, you can literally control what your children are watching.
Yes,
squeeze it. Netflix gives you parental guidance, and you place a place where there are things that might, as I'm paying for this Netflix, there are things that they can't watch. You've been given their control.
Yes.
So around where you are, you can literally control those things. You know, you can place those gadgets. You can, and you can, well, as you're also doing the control, also educate.
Yeah.
Because they're living in a world where they'll go socialize with people.
Yes.
So that them not feeling out of place, because you know my mother has been my protector all this while, and right now I'm
which
literally
is so bad as well.
Literally now going out, when someone mentions sex, you're like, you know,
I don't want to hear that.
Mommy will beat me, you know.
Yeah, mommy will beat me. Oh gosh. Yeah, I can imagine. Yes.
So when you're literally placing control measures, also educate. Have this conversation.
Have these conversations, please.
Have this conversation.
Oh, yes.
Tell them, you know what? It's sex is good. There are protection measures. There is condom, this and this. You know.
You're going to tell your children sex is good
for marriage,
and their condoms and for marriage. Yeah, like
for marriage. For marriage.
Oh yes, yeah.
For marriage, because also when every time we're told sex is bad, the first time you're doing it with the right person, that is your husband. There's the notion that has already been created that sex is bad. So even you giving yourself to that man will be hard.
Yeah. Yes.
So finding the balance. It's all about finding the balance.
Yeah, finding the balance.
Because when you always keep on telling me something, each is nimbaya. I'll never taste cheese or eat anything with cheese because I'll feel cheese nimbaya, even if I've really not tasted. Even if I want to test, in my mind I'm like, I won't enjoy the full taste of cheese because cheese nimbaya.
Yes.
So finding the balance. Tell them as much as sex is bad right now. I'm telling you sex is bad because one, you are there are precautions, like there are dangers that come that you can have STIs, you can have HIV, you can get pregnant. It's against the Bible, you are told to, like, you know. But you know what? When you get married, have sex and have it to the fullest. Like, enjoy it. Enjoy it to the maximum. Blossom.
Kama dawa.
Like, dawa. Kama ni sita mara sita kunywa.
Because the real thing is people get married because of it.
Yeah.
Apart from all these other things, that is amazing. You know? And it's good. Yeah, at the right time with the right person.
You know. But when you really have the right education and the right mentality, because when you've not been told about the goodness of something, you've always been told the bad side of something. For even just to open up to the good side of that and enjoy it, it takes a longer period of time.
Yes, it does. Yes.
You know. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it feels like, you know what, I am now not able even to just become the fullness or just even give myself to the full to the man that I have been, you know, given. Yes. So sex is good. But good done with the right person.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes.
And all this adverts and everything else, place control measures. If you really can't, if you're a parent, you can literally filter things. Decide what you want to watch.
Oh yes.
Decide what you want to listen to. Even
for
right
you
now,
and your house. Oh yes.
Even right now, the music that is really selling is romantic, sexual, videos and movies. You know, decide like. You have full control of your life. Yes, as much as you're living in a toxic environment, you can choose what to do with your life. You can choose what really to get in, because they say garbage in and garbage out.
Yes.
So when you take in garbage, that is what garbage comes out.
Yes.
When you filter in the garbage, at the end of the day, that is really you will find yourself at a control place and be feeling just that okay to even have this conversation. Make this conversation normal. It's really not bad, because sometimes I say the church has been really I'm really not I am really not, as I'm talking this, I love church. I am born again. Disclaimer, nimeokoka, nampenda Yesu. Yesu ni Bwana. Lakini let's be real. At the end of the day, you can go stand at the pulpit and say, you know what, let's talk about sex. Utafukuzwa madhabahu. Where the churches that will literally chase you. Because they feel like you are literally sinning. Or you are doing. Well, I'll just really mention that I was having a conversation with my publisher, and he was telling me that, or someone, or just
hey, madam, even before we go, have you guys heard? I was having a conversation with my publisher. Hey, I feel at the end of the day, congratulations, Mama, for your first book.
Thank you so
Maybe
much.
at the end of the podcast, you can just tell us about your book and where we can get it, please.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Oh, yes, please.
So when
you were saying, you and your publisher,
we were having a conversation. He's also a marriage counselor, and he was saying like one of the most major rules that marriages are failing and everything else. Marriages are failing and everything else is one, because they were never educated about sex. So every time, like, you had an expectation. Let's say you had fantasies about sex and everything else. And you wanted how, like, you had a particular way you wanted how to be touched and everything else. You never communicated. Umefika kwa kitanda, wewe na bwana yako and everything else, and things the man knows, like, he knows how to have sex, and this is how, there's that rift and everything else. And at the end of the day, it becomes an issue, because you as the lady, you feel unsatisfied. The man feels he's satisfied, yet he's really not. All these things really need to come to a conclusion, a very solid ground of where rubber meets the road at the end of the day. Because all these things, sex is beautiful, and I think that's it for me. And
yes, thank you so much. I think that is deep insight. Deep. That is deep insight. So guys, that is just the bottom line. I think there is so much that we can talk about sex and whatever that is being involved about it. But do you know what? We can be the voice. We can be the change that we want. The kind of community that you've always wanted. It can exist. So it's up to you and me. We come up with a few people that you can be able to reach. Let's start having these conversations in church with your friends. Let's normalize having such conversations. So guys, till then,
bye. Before that, get your copy, grab your copy you can DM me. Or just call 0731 7303 78, and you can make your payment for the book is only at 1,000 bob.
Only
1,000 bob. It's only 1,000 bob. At till number is 1916 9166 727. The name that will come is Makeupbymwenjaann. Thank you so much for listening, and we love you.
We love you.
Till next time. Au revoir.